Today we're talking about selling your home for the first time. So very often, there's no information out there about first-time home sellers. In fact, I have clients tell me, I've never sold a home before. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I don't even know which questions to ask. Why is all the marketing material geared towards first-time home buyers? So we're going to talk about what is involved in selling your home. First and foremost, you're required to convey clear and marketable title. This is a requirement of the purchase and sales agreements here in Rhode Island. Generally speaking, any mortgages, liens, encumbrances, or debts that have accrued in the time that you've owned the property need to be paid in full at the time of closing. This is of particular importance if you've ever modified your mortgage, because all modified loan balances that get tacked on to the back end of a mortgage will need to be paid at the time of closing. Oftentimes, folks are not even aware that they have had a modification that creates a second lien situation on their mortgage until they order a payoff. I strongly recommend that we order a mortgage payoff at the time you go under contract to sell your home and have a net sheet or an estimated net proceeds document prepared, either by your realtor or by your attorney, so that you understand what your bottom line is going to be when you walk away from the transaction. Furthermore, any and all outstanding municipal bills will need to be paid, including water and sewer. It's customary for a final reading to be obtained, forward it to your attorney so that we can get a final bill, and that actually transfers the service out of your name. Additionally, any kinds of fuels or propane that you may have on the property should be reimbursed to you at the time of closing. So if you have those types of items, you want to get your oil company out to give you a meter reading so that we can determine how many gallons are left in the tank. An adjustment or reconciliation for real estate taxes is going to happen at the time of settlement as well. So, relative to the fact that most communities in Rhode Island are 6 months in arrears, it will be the seller's responsibility to pay the taxes current, even though their mortgage company has been escrowing for it. Most sellers are unaware that their mortgage company is actually behind in making the payments because that's the way the city or town in Rhode Island handles it. As a result, an escrow refund is customarily going to be sent back to the homeowner after the closing. A smoke certificate is also required at the time of closing in order to make sure that the property is compliant with fire code and carbon monoxide coding. An agent may be able to help you in securing this, but it is ultimately the seller's responsibility to obtain as part of the closing. Usually the seller is going to attend the closing, sign the deed, and any administrative documents at that time. After the transaction is closed, the closing attorney is responsible for recording it in the city or town. Customarily, that happens later in the day. After the transaction is recorded is when the buyer's proceeds will be released, not before. And as far as homeowner's insurance, you can go ahead and cancel your homeowner's insurance, but only after you have the money in your pocket. You don't want to cancel the insurance prematurely.